Hello and welcome to Crimson Rain. This is a review of the novel Dao Zu Shi, the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. Dao Zu Shi is a Chinese web novel written by Mo Shun Tongshu and published between 2015 and 2016 on the website JJWXC. The novel begins with the four largest and most powerful cultivation sects in the novel's setting, celebrating the death of the main character, Wei Wuxian. We learn that Wei Wuxian had been cultivating the demonic path and was able to command an army of the undead, a source of great strife to the cultivation sects who could not match his power. However, 13 years after his death, Wei Wuxian's soul is reluctantly summoned by another cultivator to seek revenge on his tormentors. The cultivator sacrifices his own body for Wei Wuxian to use, and so Wei Wuxian is given another chance at life. In his second life, Wei Wuxian is joined by Lan Wangji, a powerful cultivator whom he shared a complicated relationship with in the past. Together, they unravel the mystery of Wei Wuxian's past life and uncover the truth of the events 13 years ago that led to Wei Wuxian's death. The plot. The plot of the novel is well constructed, and it is satisfying to see the puzzle pieces fit together as the novel progresses. The past and present are skillfully interwoven, and as we uncover the mystery of who is behind all the evil that has plagued the cultivation world, we also learn more about Wei Wuxian, his past life, and his past relationships. The Yi City arc in particular is heart-wrenching and is a hallmark of the author's work. The writing and themes of this arc leave a lasting impression on the reader. The author is also adept at writing horror, and some scenes are truly morbid. The author does not hold back on her descriptions of Wei Wuxian's powers and the evil creatures he commands when he is cultivating the demonic path. Something great about the plot is that at the end of the novel, things are not all magically fixed. Our main characters may grow and evolve and make better choices, but the mistakes of their past are not erased. The novel also covers heavy themes such as good versus evil, morality, and classism. The themes of the novel are well explored, and the lessons stay with you even after you've completed the story. The love story. The relationship between the main character and the male lead make this novel a must-read. The main couple endure hardships together, but are unwavering in their support for one another. Lan Wangji is loyal and dedicated, and Wei Wuxian is playful despite his difficult life. They are an interesting pair, and you cannot imagine either being with anyone else. There are some steamy moments in the novel, especially in the extra chapters, and there are also some very cute and fluffy moments between the two characters. Even though the novel as a whole has a more melancholy tone, the relationship between these two adds some lightness and some hope to the story. The characters. This novel has incredibly strong characterization. Character motivations and backgrounds are well thought out. Supporting characters are given as much depth, nuance, and rich history as the main characters, and each character could easily have a novel of their own. My favorite characters of all are Lan Wangji and Wei Wuxian. Lan Wangji has an aspirational sense of morality and loyalty, and Wei Wuxian has a cute and fun, playful attitude. Wei Wuxian is also a hero with a grey sense of morality, something that you don't often see in these types of stories. He's not the typical whitewashed, can-do-no-wrong hero of fantasy novels. This is the first time I've encountered such a hero who truly does things that are difficult to forgive, even for himself. He has as much to answer for in his past as any other character in this novel who has committed evil deeds. The novel does not shy away from the mistakes Wei Wuxian makes, and he has to live with his past actions and their consequences. He is not absolved of his role in what happened in the past. Final thoughts. This is one of my favorite novels, and I would urge anyone who hasn't yet read it to give it a try. The novel causes the reader to consider the great aspects of morality and the very nature of justice itself. The story of one person struggling against a society where power is valued over virtue is one that speaks to all. The main couple is also so well written and with such deep affection for each other that they remain deeply embedded in the reader's heart long after you've turned the last page. I really like that this novel kind of makes you question morality and good versus evil. It doesn't have that sort of black and white morality that you see in a lot of cultivation stories, whether it be novels or TV dramas. You truly need to think about what would you do if you were in the same situation as Wei Wuxian, because he started off with very good intentions with cultivating the demonic path, and he had a very good reason. He no longer had a golden core, so he couldn't cultivate the normal way. He still had an obligation to protect his martial siblings, and he also had a place in this world. It would have been difficult for him to continue to live in the cultivation world without his power if he didn't cultivate the demonic path. Something that makes me wonder about the novel is if Wei Wuxian had told Yan Li about his golden core, I think it would have saved so much of the misunderstanding that happened between or amongst the three martial siblings. It's one of those things in any sort of tragic story, you kind of, every time you read it, you just urge the characters not to do what you know they're going to do, because that's what's going to lead to the tragedy. That's what's going to lead to their untimely deaths. So it's just something I think about often when I reread the story, is just, if he had told someone trustworthy, someone who wouldn't tell anyone else, someone who could understand his motivations and the choices that he was making, would things have turned out differently? Would things have been better? Would he not have done some of the heinous things that he was pushed into doing through his actions, but also through how the world viewed him and how they treated him? One thing I really thought was so cute is that Lan Wangji learned to cook spicy food, especially for Wei Wuxian, and that he always ordered spicy food because he knew Wei Wuxian loved it, even though Lan Wangji himself couldn't really tolerate it. And when Wei Wuxian finds out in his second life, basically, that Lan Wangji actually can't eat spicy food, I think that's adorable. So yeah, thank you for listening to my rambling on. I hope you enjoyed the review. Leave me a comment if you've read the novel and if you loved it as much as I did. And thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.